Circular saws send over 30,000 people to the emergency room every single year in the United States alone. And most of those injuries didn't happen to beginners. They happened to people who felt completely comfortable with the tool. That comfort is exactly what got them hurt. Here are the 6 most dangerous circular saw mistakes people are still making in 2026. Stay until the end, because mistake number 1 is responsible for some of the worst injuries we see. Today's cordless saws are faster and more powerful than ever, but none of that technology saves you if you're making foundational mistakes. Let's fix that right now. Using the wrong blade or a dull blade. Most people don't realize that a dull or incorrect blade doesn't just cut poorly, it grabs, binds, and generates the exact conditions needed for a violent kickback. You shouldn't have to force a circular saw through a cut. If you do, the blade is telling you something. Check for chipped teeth, heat discoloration, or resin buildup before every job. A fresh blade costs a few dollars. An ER visit costs a lot more. Cutting without supporting the material properly. Lay a sheet of plywood across 2 sawhorses and rip it down the middle. The 2 halves sag inward, squeeze the blade, and you've got a textbook kickback setup. This is called blade pinch, and it happens constantly. Support your material on both sides of the cut line. Many professionals use a sheet of rigid foam on the ground as a full panel base. The cutoff piece should be able to fall away cleanly. If it can't, reset your support before you cut. Removing or bypassing the blade guard. Here's a myth worth killing right now. Removing the blade guard makes you faster and more experienced. The reality is it makes you the most likely person in the shop to get seriously hurt. The guard exists to cover the blade before the cut, during the cut, and critically, during the several seconds it takes a modern brushless motor to spin down after you release the trigger. That exposed spinning blade has caught more fingers and forearms than most people want to think about. Keep the guard on. Every single cut. No exceptions. Standing in the kickback zone. Kickback happens when the blade binds and the motor's stored energy launches the saw backward, fast, and in the direction you're standing if you're directly behind it. The fix is simple. Never stand in line with the blade. Position your body slightly to the side of the cut line. If kickback occurs, the saw travels past you, not into you. This one habit, practiced consistently, is the difference between a scare and a serious injury. One-handed operation and poor grip. Today's cordless saws are light enough to hold with one hand, and that's exactly the problem. One-handed cuts feel fine, right up until the blade drifts, binds, and kicks back with nothing to stop it. 2 hands on the saw, every cut. Dominant hand on the rear handle, non-dominant hand on the front auxiliary handle. Body stable, elbows slightly bent. Stance offset from the cut line. That's the grip professionals use on a rough framing cut and a finish cut alike. The simplicity of the cut doesn't change the grip. Ignoring blade depth adjustment. This is the most dangerous mistake on this list, and it's the one most people never think about. The rule is simple. Set your blade depth so only 1/4 to 3/8 of an inch of blade extends below the material. If you're cutting 3/4 inch plywood, your blade depth should be about 1 inch, not full depth. Here's why it matters. Excessive blade depth means more blade in contact with the wood, more friction, more aggressive kickback potential, and more blade traveling past your material into whatever, or whoever, is underneath it. A homeowner once rested a board on his knee to trim it with the saw set to full depth. The blade went through the trim and kept going. A properly set blade exits cleanly through the material and stops almost immediately below it. The depth adjustment lever takes 4 seconds to use. Use it every time your material thickness changes. 6 mistakes, all of them preventable. Wrong blade. Check it before you cut. Unsupported material. Set it upright. Guard removed. Put it back. Standing behind the saw, get off the line. 1 hand on the saw, use 2. And blade depth left at full, dial it down. These aren't beginner mistakes. Experienced people make them when they're tired, rushed, or overconfident. The habits are free. They cost nothing but a few extra seconds. Always read your tool's manual for manufacturer-specific safety recommendations and wear your PPE, safety glasses, hearing protection, and a dust mask on every cut. If this video helps you avoid even one accident, hit like and subscribe for more tool reviews, DIY tips, and workshop safety guides. See you in the next one.